गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. So now we are entering into the 8th chapter of this Adbhut Ramayana, and here Ravana is getting boons and is becoming reckless, and the birth of Sita. These are the topics that are covered. So yatha sa shonitodbhuta rakshasi garbha sambhava yatha bhumitalotpanna janaki cha yatha hisa sita tachunu viprendra varnayami tavanagha dashasya ravano nama tapastaptum manodadhe त्रैलोक्यस्याधिपत्याय अजरामरणाय च बहुवर्षं तपस्तप्त्वा ज्वलनार्कः समोज्ज्वलत् तत्तेजसा जगत्सर्वं दह्यमानं यदाभवत् तमुवाच तदा ब्रह्मा समागत्य सुरैर्वृतः पौलस्त्यविरमाद्यत्वं तपसो मम वाक्यतः तपसोग्रेण महता लोका भस्मीकृता इव. So here he is saying छोटा सा ही है ये, and then in this manner so now remember what was the reason, how did Sitaji take birth? Remember what was the because Lakshmi ji laughed at Narad ji because he was not invited and everything, and because she broke his heart, he cursed Lakshmi ji also. He cursed Narayana and Lakshmi. And what did he curse Lakshmi? He said that and when he cursed her that you will be born on the earth or something, I can't remember straight away. You will be taking birth from a Rakshasa's womb. And Sitaji said, yes, I accept your curse, but please add these extra tidbits to it, if you may. And what is that? That I should be born only when I have a woman has freely, independently, without any pressure or force, has drunk the blood of thousands of rishis willingly. That blood will be the seed for my birth. I say, such a impossible, who is going to? But she asks, and Naraji says, oh, okay, because it's an impossibility. Yes. So Ravan at that time, he goes around killing the Rakshasas and collecting their blood, and killing rishis and saints and sages, and he has kept, I don't know if this is this one or did I tell this story before? So he put that in a pot and he gave it to Mandodari to keep it in safe custody. And because he was doing so much wrong with the whole world, even though he is a devotee of Lord Shiva, Mandodari was fed up. She has just come and she doesn't want to live with him anymore. And one day she decided that I'm going to give up my life. It is better to give up my life rather than live with this Rakshasa. So That suddenly, what to do, how to do it, this fellow has got spies everywhere. Then she remembered this blood which he had kept for safe custody. She takes it and drinks it. And from that comes Sitaji. And before, and sunte raho. So he drinks, and then because she doesn't, and then suddenly she becomes pregnant. And within one day everything happens. She becomes pregnant also, she gives delivery also, Sitaji is born also. Now what to do? Big problem. Ravana comes to know it will be a big problem. So she quickly goes and puts it into this land of Janaka, Vaideha. And there she buries it, or she sends someone. And then eventually Janak Maharaj, when there is a drought there, he puts the plough, and the tip of that plough which goes into the earth, that is called Sita. And because with that the box came out, the child born through that was called Sita. So now let's see what happens here. So Lakshmi ji, she entered into the womb of the Rakshasi, and then again she appeared on the earth and was called as the Janak Putri, and became famous. And listen to that story now. So listen to the story of Sita's birth. Oh, great among the yogis, I explained to you that when Dashamukha Ravana did tapasya, at that time, and why did he do tapasya? He wanted to gain the power over all the three lokas. What are the three lokas? Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. So the three lokas, for us, what are the three lokas?
Swarglok, Prithvilok, Patal.
कितने सीख लो अपनी बहन से.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to learn
Waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state are the three lokas. This is what you have to. If you conquer these three states while keeping body identification, you are a Rakshasa. If you go beyond the waking state, thinking of the Lord, but not giving up the subtle body identification, you are a Deva. And only a human being who can become the witness of the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state can attain liberation. So Rakshasas cannot attain liberation, Devatas cannot attain liberation, only human beings. And Rakshasa, Ravana was a Rakshasa, full body identification. So he wanted to, and for him, even though he was very well versed with scriptures, all the Vedas he knew, but his goal is, I want to be the master of the three worlds, and I want to become immortal. And for that he did many years of tapasya, austerity, and as a result of the tapasya, he started glowing like fire, and eventually started glowing, the tejas in him. Today we did Surya Ashtottara, like that. There is no light which is brighter than the sun. So eventually he started glowing like the sun and burning everything around him. And when someone is so powerful, and because where are Devatas? You say Indra Devata, Varuna Devata, Agni Devata, Surya Devata, Chandra Devata, all these different gods, they are, I told you, what are they? In other words, they are potentialities, they are Shaktis. So they have come out of our Shakti Mata only, Ishwar and Shakti. So out of the Shakti they come. But if there is a Surya out there in the sky, is there a sun in you?
Yes.
Where? Which one?
Right eye.
Right eye. If there is a moon in the sky, is there a moon in you? The left eye. If there is a total air, is there air in you? The breath. If there is total fires, is there fire in you? Jatra Agni. So like that, if there is Vishnu out there, the creator, where is he in you? The feet. If there is Shiva out there, where is in you? In your heart. In this way, all the gods in the universe, outside, physical universe, are represented in your body. This is the system. So here, so this little bit Indra Dev, this is what you call Surya Devata, Chandra Devata, Indra is the karma as well as the mind. So when someone is doing tapasya, the mind is losing control. The senses are losing control. They cannot see what they want because they only go by the desire, isn't it? So they can't do anything, so they start phat-phatawing. And they went complaining and they said to Brahmaji, this fellow is doing too much tapasya, our life is in danger, please help. Because if he becomes successful, we will become his slave. And eventually they do, but he says the entire heavens, they started burning and they all went to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji went to Ravana and he said, hey Paulastya, because he was the grandson of Rishi Pulastya. So he is a Rishi Kul, but still he became like that because remember, if a Rishi is the father, and the wife is a queen, a Kshatriya, then it is not then something like Ravana is born. But and if the queen is not integrated, who was the queen? She was the Rakshasi. So, and if it is the opposite way, if the woman mother is a Brahman and the father is Kshatriya, then what is the child called? Sutaputra. Don't forget all these. These are very important things. And in this way, so he says, hey Paulastya, now because I am telling you, you rest your tapasya because you're disturbing the world. So now Ravana, who is he? He is continuously living at the 10 senses level. Who is Dasharatha? Who is riding the 10 senses, means he is in control. And who is Ram? Who is in control of the 10 senses, not affected by the 10 senses. So here he says, you take rest, and is great tapasya. It is destroying all the worlds. Hey, oh child, whatever is there in your mind, I will give you the boon for that. He doesn't even know what he wants. Sadhu Purushas are like that. He says, whatever is there in your mind, I will fulfill that. But you stop this tapasya first. Then, hey, great one, whatever is your desire, you will be able to achieve that, fulfill that desire. And now you, the tapasya that he was doing was his eyes and the mind were focused on the Agya Chakra, and as a result of that focus, all the senses and the mind were getting destroyed, or all the God Shaktis there were getting destroyed. He says, remove your attention now, let them live peacefully. Because that is what is focus. If you are doing focus, single pointed, ekagrata we told you, no? Moodhamana, Kshiptamana, Vikshiptamana, Ekagramana and Niruddhamana. Only, so dull mind, agitated or restless mind, distracted mind is Vikshiptamana, Ekagra is single pointed mind, and Niruddha mind is no mind. Means dull mind, not dull, जैसे कोमा में होता है या you're unconscious, all that. So out of all these 5 types of mind, conditions of the mind, only single pointed mind is conducive for sadhana. So he has done that, but he is doing it with too much force. He is not doing it to surrender to the Lord. He is doing it to control the world. That is the difference. So he said, and at that time, Ravana took his attention away from the sun, or from his focus, and then did pranams to Brahmaji, and he asked the boon, hey, oh Lord, if you are going to give me a Lord, then give me the boon of immortality. And when Brahmaji heard this boon from the mouth of Ravana, he said to him, I cannot give you infinite immortality. That is not in my jurisdiction. Even Brahmaji cannot give immortality. अब दे दो, डेड हो गया. कहाँ है ये?
5 up to 5 you have
हाँ
done.
हाँ ओके हाँ and okay 5 year done हाँ. And then he says varam dadami te vatsa yatte manasi vartate tapodhanam labhaswadya varadan matta ipsitam. And he says हाँ ये तो कर लिया ना हमने. And I shall give it to you. And where is the next one, man? 6 7 7 कहाँ है?
नहीं, ये आप छोटा कर लीजिए.
Six.
यहाँ से इधर जाता है.
Oh,
एक
okay,
पेज,
okay,
दो
okay,
पेज है.
okay, 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 okay. हाँ. यहाँ पे है देखो मस्किटो का. न्यवारयत् चक्षुषी सूर्यबिम्बावलोकनात् प्रणिपत्य जगन्नाथं वरं वव्रे स रावणः. And now so what he was doing was, this is a very, here it is said clearly that he was focused on the sun. There is, in yoga there is a sadhana called tratak. Huh? So you must have heard, early in the morning and in the evening, when the rising sun or the setting sun, you do with your open eyes, without blinking, you keep looking at the sun. That is called tratak. That's what this Ravana was doing, but he was not doing only in the morning, and he continuously was doing. So he has now taken away, and he says that, oh Lord, I want the Amaratva. And Brahma said, no, you cannot get Amaratva. It's not in my capacity to give you Amarata. Ask for some other boon. Nahi sarva Amaratvate varamanyam vrinishva me tata sa Ravana praha kuti vadi hi rakshasaha. He says, ask for some other boon. And then that smart, clever, cunning Ravana, what does he say? He said, okay. And then because Brahmaji, I told you, he is the lord of which state? Waking dream or deep sleep? Which dream state? Individual dream state or total dream state? Total dream state. Huh? So, individual, if you become if you are able to see your mind and senses as a witness, then the consciousness within you and the waking state is called as Vishwa. Same thing at the totality level as consciousness, the total consciousness witnessing the waking state, waking universe, is called as Virat. Then individual consciousness in the deep, in the dream, is called as Taijasa. That same individual, not individual, that consciousness with reference to the total dream state is called as Brahmaji, because he is the creator. Then individual consciousness, not ego consciousness, the consciousness at the level in the deep sleep state is called as Prajna. And that same consciousness at the total deep sleep state, meaning unmanifest Shakti, is called as Ishvara. So these are the things. So here, so Brahmaji said, if I give you the boon to be master of the three states, my life is in danger, man. Because he will be the master of the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti at the totality level. And Brahmaji is the lord of the total dream state. So he will be then Brahmaji has to do what Ravana says. Problem. So therefore he has said that no, you ask for something else. Because one thing is true. What is the status of creation? What is the state of creation? It's continuously changing. Nothing is permanent. And Ravana is asking permanency. Immortality is permanency, constancy. Only Atma can be that. But you cannot have it as a objective power that I will, with the body which is a changing, with the mind which is changing, with the senses which are changing, with the life which is changing, he wants all this to become immortal for him. It is not possible. But what does he do? He says, चालू है, चालू है. समझ गए ना? नहीं समझे? क्या? नहीं नहीं नहीं, ये चालू है. न सुरस न सुरणम च यक्षाः पिशाचोरगराक्षसाः विद्याधरा किन्नरा वा तथैवाप्सरसां गणाः न ह्यन्युर्मां कथं चित्तं देहि मे वरमुत्तमम् अन्यच्च ते वृणे ब्रह्मः तच्छृणुष्व पितामह आत्मनो दुहिता मोहाद् आत्मनो दुहिता मोहदात् यर्थ प्रार्थिता भवेत् तदा मृत्युर्मम भवेत् यदि कन्या न कांक्षति. When he saw the 10, कहाँ पे भैया 10? एक मिनट, ये सब कंफ्यूजन है यहाँ. हाँ ठीक है. So this is 10, 11, 12. 10, हाँ. Then he says, oh, wait a minute. So then, then Brahma ji कहाँ चला गया यार? क्या नंबर था भैया? 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. ये तो गड़बड़ हो गया आज. नहीं मिल गया. I'm just checking where I left and where I have to start in. नहीं ठीक है. Then gods, then he says, Ravana is asking the boon now. Gods, non-gods, yakshas, demigods who guard the treasure of Kuber, the treasure of gods. He is the employer of Kuber. Phantoms, ogres, spirits, demons, vidyadharas. Vidyadharas, who are Vidyadharas? They are demigods who is wiser than the demigods. Kinnaras, celestial male dancers, or the guards who protect celestial apsaras, the courtesans of Indra's court. They are celestial damsels, that is the apsaras. Bless me with this excellent boon that none of them can ever kill or harm me. O grandfather Brahma, I listen to the other boon that I ask for. So he is not stopping. He is covering, because he could not give him immortality now. There is no point again and again asking him, no, please do it like we bargain here, no, please little bit 5,000 less, 10,000 less. वहाँ पे तो bargain नहीं चलेगा, क्योंकि ब्रह्मा जी ने मना कर दिया. So now but he is intelligent, so he has worked out all options by which he can get killed. There was one more person who did something like this, that was Hiranyakashipu. He asked, I should not die inside or outside. I should not die by any weapon. I should not die by any missile. I should not die by any 5 elements. I should not die by any gods. I should not die by any human or animal. Or I should not die. And this way, in the day or night and everything. And then when such an impossible boon is asked, Brahmaji has to say yes, and then Narayana has to take avatar to keep the Brahmaji's word. Then Narayana has to take avatar to keep Brahmaji's word. And then he has kept that word. And then such a contraption, such a abnormal creation that has come about, it has to come, everything in creation has to come to an end. So then Narayana comes and takes birth and brings end to that creation. Then he says that bless me with this. And then he says, when under the influence of delusion and ignorance as well as passion and lust, or that is under when I am under the moha, I request my own daughter and she turns down my request, it should be then that I would die. So he is asking the boon. So remember now, what was the boon? Here he says, Atmano duhita mohadat yartha prarthita bhavet tada mrityur mama bhavet yadi kanya na kankshati. When I have a desire to marry my own daughter, only then it should become the cause of my death. And he knows, he's never, because he's so smart, no? Because egoistic people always think they are smarter than others. And that's what has happened, because Mandodari has given birth to the child, he doesn't even know. She has gone within few hours, she has gone and delivered it in Janakpuri, buried it in the land and come. And then this way, this was the 12th, now 13th. यहाँ पे तथेत युक्त्वा जगामाशु ब्रह्मा लोकपितामहः नरान्नाजी गणद्रक्षा मत्वा तान् तृणवद्विज. Brahmaji had no other choice. He said, so be it, tathastu. And the Brahmaji went away from there after giving the boon. O Brahmin, Bhardwaj, Ravana was so overconfident of himself and regarded humans as mere twigs of no consequence that he treated them with utter disdain and contempt, and he did not bother to ask for immunity from getting killed by humans. तो उसने, क्योंकि he was already going around the earth killing the rishis, he was all powerful. The first place his ego was hurt was, remember, भूल गए, Sahasra Bahu. He had kept him in the jail for I don't know how many years, thousands of years. Second place his ego got busted was when Sugriva's elder brother Bali, he defeated him. He also kept him in the jail for many years and was ruling Lanka. And the third time his life is busted by Ramchandra ji. So remember these things, these are majedar cheez hai. And so he felt that human beings are nothing, and therefore he did not ask in his boon for protection from human beings. And therefore we know the story that Ramchandra ji, Narayana is born as a human being, and as a human being he is going to fight with Ravana. Then 14th verse, Brahma dattavaro raja Ravano varadarpitaha Trailokya jaya sarvasvam praptavan bahu viryataha. And with this, when you have got, little bit siddhis aa jati hai, थोड़ा सा खाना बनाना आ जाता है, स्वामी जी आ जाओ खाने के लिए, सब कुछ ट्राई करते हैं. साउथ इंडियंस चपाती ट्राई करते हैं, नॉर्थ इंडियंस इडली और डोसा ट्राई करते हैं, वाट हमारी लगती है. थोड़ा सा गाना आ जाता है, हमको गाने की इच्छा होती है. थोड़ा सा गाना आता है, गाने की इच्छा होती है. कई सूट ना खा भी अपने आप को बहुत त्रिपुर सुंदरी समझती थी. वैसे ही हमारी भी हाल है. पानी में जाते हैं तो पता चलता है, अरे क्या हो गया हमारे सुंदरता को. तो in this manner he also became puffed up with this boon that he is immortal. And when you get that type of power, you become careless, even more careless. He was already careless, even more careless, and therefore that no one can kill me now. And he became unstoppable. His atrocities around three lokas kept on increasing day by day, and uh, and he and he started conquering all the three worlds. The Patala Lok, the Prithvi Lok, and the Swarg Lok, all the three. So when we talk about three lokas, I told you from Adhyatma Ramayan point of view, from spiritual point of view, it will be these waking, dream, and deep sleep. But here, when you are talking from physical point of view, it is only the lower worlds. The middle ground is the earth, and then higher is the heavens. All the three worlds he conquered. Then ekada ravano raja dandakaranyamagataha tadashin agnikalpanscha drishtva manasya chintayata etan jitva hi katham triloki jaya bhagaham esham vadhena cha shreyo na pashyami mahatmanam. Then once this king Ravana, ekada ravano raja dandakaranyamagataha, he entered into the Dandakaranya once. And what happened there? Tadashin agnim kalpanscha drishtva manasya chintayata. And he entered into the forest of Dandakaranya, and there he saw great sages who were divine in radiance, and they were with great tejas oozing out of them, and lot of elegance and splendor and brilliant light. And he thought to himself, who thought to himself? Ravana. And what he said? How can I be truthfully called a conqueror and vanquisher of Triloki? How can I be the master of the three worlds when these fellows are so powerful? He started having jealousy, and as a result, I have to control these people. I have to destroy their tapasya so that there is no one more tapasvi than me. Nobody should be able to do tapasya more than I have done. Nobody can ask for immortality that I have gained. Remember Bhuvanesh? Similar story. He also became egoistic. Here he is also becoming, when power corrupts, if there is no proper guidance of a rishi or a sage. And at the same time, I do not see any merit or benefit or credit in killing these great souls who have not harmed me. So little bit, he is the grandson of a Rishi Pulastya, so thoda to acha hai uske andar. He said, I don't want to kill, but they cannot become stronger than me, and they cannot attain to immortality that I have gained. And then 17. Duratmaya vichintyaitat prahatan muni pungavan aham sarvasya jagataha shasta cha jaya bhagaham bhavatam jayamakankshe jayadattam dvijarshabha ityuktva sasharagrena kshata shonitamangataha balada krushyate shamvai kalashe sthapayat prabhu. And thinking in this manner, that perverted fellow, now we will call, when such type of thinking starts, it is called perversion. When you are comparing yourself, majority, we are all perverted people, because we are living in comparison, we are living in competition, we are living in attention gathering, we are living in attachment. This is all signs of perversion. We are living in thought fixations. We are thinking in our mind, I am the greatest. And what do other people feel about you? फालतू चल रहे हैं अपनी दुनिया धुन में. चला जाता हूँ अपनी ही धुन में, धड़कते दिल के तराने लिए. ये रावण का हाल है. अपने मुंह मियाँ मिठू. हाँ. And he says, and thus he says, I have the honor of conquering the entire world. And now I desire to. So he told all the saints and sages, rishis, he says, I have a desire to conquer you all. Right? Straight on their face he is saying. And when he says this, and he says, give me that privilege, saying this, he forcefully pierced their bodies with the tip of his arrow and collected their blood in a pitcher. Achha, so I told you last time, because we were finishing that time and coming back to Australia, so I gave you a little bit of teaser कि आगे क्या होने वाला है. But we didn't cover it. So he took their permission, he told them, and he started collecting their blood. Now, who are saints and sages? Who are these rishis? Who know what is past, present and future. उन्हें कहा अच्छा अपनी मौत को बुला रहा है, ले ले यार. है ना, अपनी ले ले आराम से. They willingly gave him because Sita is going to be born. They know, he doesn't know. So he blood in a pitcher. Then तत्र गृत्समदो नाम शतपुत्र पिता द्विज दुहितर्थे भार्यया स प्रार्थितो भगवान् मुनिः लक्ष्मीर्मे दुहिता भूयाद् इत्यसौ कलशे विभुः दुग्धं चाहरस्तत्र कुशाग्रेण समन्त्रतः स्थपत्येष नियतः तदहर्निर्ययौवनम्. Then among those sages was a Brahmin named Gritsamad, who was the father of 100 sons. That Brahmin sage, along with his wife, had wished to have a daughter and therefore requested the Lord for a girl child. So most of the rishis don't want anything. Well, then why are they living? Only to do the Lord's bidding. But one of the Brahmins, maybe he was not a sage, but he was a great devotee of the Lord. So he says, and he had 100 sons, he had requested the Lord to give him a girl because he had 100 sons. You know, when we were in Delhi, when we were kids, there was a priest, Hindu priest. So he used to come and do all the, at our home, all the pujas he used to do. His name was Pathakji. And this gentleman, over in front of us, every year one child will be born. Why? He wants a boy to pass on. It was important to have a boy. But he had, I think two girls passed away. 8 or 9 girls. 9 girls. So same way this Brahmin also, 100 boys. He wants one girl. And therefore the request. And with his prayer, he had sanctified a little milk with the tip of a kusha grass. And kusha grass. See, when you do puja, if you see our Hanumanji or Vidya Shankarji, when they do the puja or Havan Samagri, they have that long grass. With that, they sprinkle the water on everyone, all the Samagri, and on themselves and everyone else. And with that, everything is purified. So with that, he had purified the milk, because that kusha grass is said to be very, very holy. And in this way, it change हो गया. हाँ. And then हो गया ना. हाँ, tip of the kusha grass, he had blessed that milk. And तद्दिने दैव योगेन कलशे तत्र रावणः मुनिनां शोणितं स्थाप्य गृहीत्वा स्वगृहं ययौ. Then as तद्दिने दैव योगेन, as destiny would have it, divine destiny would have it. And what is divine destiny? That which is predetermined. What is predetermined in your life? Tell me. Death is predetermined. I'm talking about living people. What are the three things? What is the three things that are predetermined in your life? Good. First he said, number of breaths are predetermined in your life. Second, no, because she said breath, now you will say heartbeat.
The situation which comes in our life is free.
So number of breaths is predetermined. Before that comes in which yoni you are going to be born. You have only prepared your future. So which yoni you are going to be born, which womb you will be going to be born. Remember that uluk, remember that dog, remember then he was going to be born as Manusha only because of intervention of Harimitra. It was he was able to bypass because of his blessings. But we only determine by if you have fear of something, you are, if at the time of death that which you have fear about, suppose it comes to you, वही सोचते सोचते मर जाओगे, you will be born like that. Bharat Maharaj was thinking of the deer. He got after 10,000 years of tapasya, he was born as a deer. And so be very careful what you program your mind with. So first is the womb in which we are going to born is predetermined. Then how many breaths you are going to take in this life is predetermined. So how do you use that breath? Do you use that breath only to go after nice juice and banana fritter with ice cream? Because breath is that which creates hunger and thirst, desire. So what are you using your breath? Are you using it to get something from the world, or are you using breath in a way to focus yourself and go into samadhi? That is also another way. Many people through Kriya Yoga is what? Only breath, watching the breath and using the breath to circulate and purify and use it to transcend yourself. Relative transcend, but it is used to focus. So that is second. And the third thing someone said, but didn't say clearly, that is whatever experiences you are going to get in your life, whatever bhog is what? Whatever joys and sorrows that are going to come into your life is predetermined. Why? I should say not joys and sorrows, whatever life is going to present to you, that you were going to come to Bali was already predetermined. Now you take your experience of Bali as a joyful experience or a miserable experience is your choice. If you complain, पानी नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, बारिश भी हो रही है, पहाड़ के ऊपर नहीं चढ़ पाया, कार भी नहीं घुस पाया, कोई एंड नहीं है. Or you take the blessing. Alright? Oh, my knee is hurting. Fantastic. I have a knee. I am aching all over the body. I have a body. Thank God. हाँ? मैं अभी जिंदा हूँ. तो सुख दुख in the end is our choice. That is the sadhana. But whatever is going to come, if for some people, for example, they can enjoy chilies and oh, very nice, and they keep eating. Today Uppi was eating pickle after one container after another. पर उसको मजा आ रहा है. और हम दो तीन we cannot handle pickle. We are not eating pickle. So why something is enjoyable to someone and why something is not enjoyable to someone? See, this is predetermined. It is not because you created it from previous. Predetermined means from destiny. Destiny is from previous karmas, from previous life. So these three things. First is the womb that you are going to enter into, the soul is going to enter. Second, the number of breaths. And the third, the bhog. What the joys and sorrows are going to, because we don't know why we are feeling that way. We don't know why we like something and why we dislike something. Isn't it? Many things are there in life. Like Swamiji loves wearing synthetic cloth. And I don't enjoy wearing synthetic cloth. So whenever we go, we have this, तुमको cotton नहीं पसंद है, तुमको synthetic पसंद नहीं है. His underwear is also synthetic. His banyan is also synthetic. His kurta and pajama, lungi is also synthetic. And because Bombay fellow. Very quick it gets dry. Very quickly it gets dry. So they got used to it. Whereas us, for synthetic पहना तो electricity शुरू हो जाता है. तो but उनको आदत है, हमको नहीं है वैसे. So this was about what? These three things that are predetermined. So as destiny would have it. So what is happening here now? And destiny was predetermined by the gods. That day Ravana used the pitcher. Which pitcher? In which the milk was abhimandrit. That which was blessed by the Brahmin, that I want a daughter, and that the milk was prayed to. In that pitcher, because he was looking, उठा लिया जो सामने दिख गया उसमें, and he started collecting the blood which was, and that was also one question, that I want the blood which of the Brahmins or saints and sages who have willingly given. कौन देता है? So Naraji gave it very easily. Yeah, tathastu. Why? He knows no saint and sage will ever give willingly any blood. With that feeling, he thought, ठीक है, it's an impossible. तो मतलब मेरा शाप, I will not be cursed by the world because मेरा शाप फलित ही नहीं हुआ. तो ये फीलिंग थी उनके अंदर. बट देखो कैसे सब कुछ होता है. दुनिया ऐसी है. Most impossible things happen. And he used that pitcher to collect the blood that he had taken from the sages, and then he went home with that pitcher full of blood of the sages. Bharya mandodarim praha kalasham raksha sundari vishadapyadhikam vidhi shonitam kalashe sthitam nadeyam napi va bhaksham muninam shonitam tvidam. He said to his wife Mandodari, "Oh beautiful dear, take care of this pitcher. The blood that is stored in it is more poisonous and potent, more powerful, more sharp, scorching, more corroding and caustic than the most powerful poison in existence. This blood belonging to the sages should neither be given to anyone, nor should it be imbibed or injected by anyone in themselves." मंदोदरी ने ठीक है, हस्बैंड ने दिया, पति देवो भव, शी वाज अ पतिव्रता. Mandodari is one of the sati of the seven. So she said okay, and then Trailokya Jaya Labhena Ravano Loka Ravanaha Devadanava Yakshanam Gandharvanam Cha Kanyakaha Ahrutya Ramayamasa Mandare Sahma Parvate Himavanmeru Vindhyadrau Ramaniyavane Tatha. And when he had won all the three worlds, and the Ravana who made the whole world, what is the कहाँ चला गया यार, कहाँ चला गया, हाँ. And what does the word Ravana mean? Ravana means he who makes others cry. So that is Ravana. So if you make others cry, you are a Ravana. If you make husband cry, Ravani.
Husband made the wife cry, didn't he?
Then Ravana. And then अरे कहाँ चला गया यार, हाँ यहाँ पे आ गया, हाँ. So he became weep and wailed under his rule, and he captured and abducted the women and virgins of the gods and other demons called Danavas, Yakshas and Gandharvas. He indulged in satisfying his lust, and by incarcerating them and holding them in captivity. He had the Kal, the Shani and the various planets, अपने जो नवग्रह होते हैं, they were all tied to his bed. Indra was at his service. All the gods were at his mercy, and he could have done so much good, but as we say, power corrupts. So he did exactly the opposite, and all these people and and he kept them on the mountain called Mandara and Sahaya. He also roamed about and frolicked with them in enchanting and pleasing environments of the forest, of the Himalayas, of Mount Veru and Mount Vindhyachal. And where are we? Kya verse thi? 20, 25, 26. हाँ, मंदोदरी तथा दृष्ट्वा पतिसाही मनस्विनी आत्मानं गर्हयामास भर्तुं स्नेहम् अपश्यति धिग्जीवितं हि नारीणां यौवनं कुलमेव च वंचिता पतिना याः स्युः तस्मान्मे मरणं वरम्. So I gave you a quick gist of, so same thing is coming, that Mandodari was a very intelligent woman. She was daughter of Vishwamitra, not Vishwamitra, Vishwakarma. Malyavan. Or Malyavan was son of Vishwakarma. Was it? हाँ.
In the Rama series, it is Vishwakarma.
कहीं कहीं पे विश्वकर्मा दिया, कहीं कहीं पे आप कह रहे हो माल्यवान was the mama of Ravana. He was not the father of Mandodari. Anyway, so you check. You wait. No discussion. Then after that, Mandodari, and she is Pativrata, and Ravana is going and satisfying his desires with anyone he wants, any woman she wants, and thodi shanti rakho. Anyone he wants, and wife is waiting here, she is there, and she is no respect for her, and she started feeling that this life is not worth living with a husband like this, so I should give up my life. And in this manner, her love and his love and affection for other women, and he started disregarding Mandodari completely. And she was a Pativrata, and she is being disregarded. She said, I can't do anything, I have spoken to him, I have requested him, correct his, so what to do? Best way is to give up my life. And she was afraid, because she is Pativrata, she is afraid for his future. She is afraid what the world is going to speak about her husband, that what type of a wife she is, that she could not keep him under control. याद रखो, वहाँ तब से शुरू हो रहा है. तो and spited at herself that it is shameful and abominable for a woman of her age and clan and reputation to bear with such a Rakshasa, such a demonic guy, and such humiliation, such embarrassment, to live with Ravana. People are, even Dasis must be talking at that time. And then and she was also deprived of attention, affection from her husband, who is showing it to other women. It is better for me to die and end my life than to continue to live with this atrocity. Even though Ravana is not saying anything, but his actions are atrocious. And then that thinking in this manner, Pura Ravana Sandishtam Shonitam Shved Todhikam Papau Maranamakankankshya Patina Vanchita Satau Lakshmi Sharna Dugdhena Mishritan Shonita Adbhuta. Ravana had said earlier that this blood, now same story, that this blood should not be drunk, should not be given to anyone to drink, and at that time, and that it is more stronger than any poison in the world. And then that Pativrata Mandodari, who was betrayed by and left alone by her husband Ravana, and who felt like giving up her life, took that kalasha which was holding the blood of the rishis and the Brahmins, and which was specially invoked with divine mantras also, because there was milk mixed with the blood, and that milk was abhimantrit with a request for a daughter. And then 29, then sadyo ravana kantaya garbho jwalana sannibha tato vismaya panna sahi mandodari shubha. As soon as she drank that blood, a great, wondrous event took place. And what was that? Where are we? 30, 30, 31. And immediately, by merely drinking the blood, she conceived. And with that conception, she started glowing. There was a great radiance on her face, and she felt so wonderful from inside. And she felt some great soul is going to be born to her. Immediately, within few seconds. And took place in her womb. And observing this strange and mysterious phenomena, Mandodari, who was a virgin till now, so was utterly astonished. And then Pitam Vishadikam Raktam Garbhastena Bhavan Mama Iti Sanchintayamasa Bharta Vipreshitau Mama Kimini Bhi Kriditam sa Kami Bharta hi Ravana Samvatsaramimam Bhartra Sahame Vasatirnahi. And she started thinking, I have drunk the blood that was more powerful than all the poisons in this world, and I drank it to commit suicide. But wonder of wonders, I have become pregnant and I am a virgin. What will Ravana do to me if he comes to know? So, my husband is not near me, and at the present time, she was confused and perplexed, and at that, with that strange happening to her, and became very worried, and that started regretting why this thought of suicide came into my mind. Why did I take that blood? And now I'm in a worse situation than I was before. कभी होता है ना, कभी कभी लाइफ में you make some decisions and you find yourself in a bigger soup. And 32, then किं वक्तव्यं मया साध्व्या गर्भिण्या भर्तु संसदि चिन्तया दग्धगात्रीव तीर्थसेवन छद्मना विमानवरमारुह्य कुरुक्षेत्रं जगामसा तत्र गर्भ विनिष्कृष्य निचखान भुवस्तले. What will I say if Ravana comes to know? What will I tell Ravana how I got pregnant? And thinking in this way, and these are thoughts, it will not come to a normal one. Only a pativrata, only a person who is committed to one husband, a person who is committed to her chastity, only such a person can think such thoughts. And he also knows that I am chaste, loyal, honorable, immaculate, etc. and pure. And she was afraid of the scandal breaking out in the Lanka Nagari, and she didn't want to face the consequences of that. And where does the story begin from? The grapevine is starting from your own room. The dasis will start talking. If anyone sees her pregnant, gone. Story will spread like wildfire. And so before all this could happen, she started looking for a escape route, and then she planned a pilgrimage. She, without telling anyone, and she's as if she's preparing, and she went on because in those days the planes used to be called by thought, not by the pilot has to come. You think, and the plane comes outside your balcony, and you walk into the plane. And she used to go, and she called the plane, and she told the plane to go to Kurukshetra. There, she aborted the fetus and buried it in the ground. स्नात्वा सरस्वती तीतो ये पुरायात् स्वमालयं चोदितं तत् कस्मै जिद क्या है न चोदितं तत् कस्मै जिद्रः कार्यसु गोपितम्. And then after having aborted the child, the fetus, she bathed in the river Saraswati and went back home. This act of hers was kept completely secret. Nobody knew except her. And she did not share it with anyone. And then 35, थोड़ा सा और है फिर खत्म हो जाएगा, कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. 31 नहीं यार, क्या था, 34, 35, 36 जाना है ना. 36 काले न कियता ब्रह्मन् कर्षिर महामनाः कुरुक्षेत्रं समसाद्य जांगले यज्ञमावहन्. And sage Valmiki is telling sage Bhardwaj, O Brahmin, after some time the great and wise king Janaka came to the forests of Kurukshetra and did a fire sacrifice there. Swarna langala madaya yajna bhume chakhanasaha swarna langala sitantaha kanyaika prothita bhavata pushpavrushtischa mahati papata kanyakopari tadrushtvā mahadāshcharya raja vismayamagataha. He took a golden plough and ploughed the ground where the fire sacrifice was to be performed. So it has to be ploughed by the king. Why was King Janaka doing it? Because we know from the other stories that there was a great drought in Janakpuri, and that to break that prakope of that drought, the Brahmins and the sages had suggested that you go to Kurukshetra, you plough with a golden plough, but you should do it, and no bulls are to be used. You have to put the plough on your body and you have to loosen the soil of the Kurukshetra. Only then this drought will break and the rains will come. And so he had gone to do there, and when he was doing that ploughing of the ground, at that time from the ground the Sitantaha. So Sitanta is that point which goes into the ground. With that a child was brought out, and that young girl, there was a tremendous Pushpa Varsha at that time. The moment Sita was found, from the heavens the shower of flowers started, and on that child, not on Janak Maharaj. Observing this most miraculous and wondrous sight, the king was amazed and wonderstruck. Kartavye mudhatamapa tatakhe bhut saraswati rajan gruhana kanyam tvam पालयैनां महाप्रभां ज्वलनार्क समां दिव्यां महत्कार्यं तवालये भविष्यति महाभाग क्षेमं च जगतो नया. And he didn't know what to say. This is amazing. And remember, Janak Maharaj is also childless. He is also looking for a child. Dashrath was also looking for a child. Janak also is looking for a child. And then at that moment there was an invisible voice from the sky. This is called what? Akashvani. Akashvani. Remember Akashvani from Mahabharata, where Kamsa Maharaj heard in Akashvani that the eighth child of the Devaki will be your end, bring your end. So that was the Akashvani. And Akashvani is nothing but, if you want to think coolly, Akashvani is nothing but when you become integrated in yourself, the space within you, the mind space within you, through it, inner guidance comes to you. Intuitive guidance comes to you. We all live guided by desires. sages live guided by intuition. So how did to them the Vedas were revealed? They did not say that I wrote, Bhardwaj wrote this Veda, or Atri wrote this Veda, or Kashyap wrote this. No, but all the saints and sages, to them the Vedas were revealed. Why? Because they were aligned. Their mind and intellect and senses were aligned. Manasa, Vacha, Kaya is aligned. When that alignment comes, you start hearing. Wherever you put attention, sometimes if you want to know what is going to happen in the future, that will also come. If you don't want to know, still it will come, because you are so aligned. If you are an instrument in the hand of the divine, then that divinity, because you are empty in your mind, that divinity, that Ishvara uses you as an instrument to give you guidance, or give you the knowledge of what is going to happen in a particular situation. You must have gone to many houses कि घर के अंदर घुसे, फटाफट भागो वहाँ से, क्यों? गड़बड़ हो रही है कुछ, पता लगता है ना कहीं कहीं पे. तो आज जैसे हो रहा था, ये म्यूजिक चला रही थी, मैं आगे आगे भाग रहा था, फिर बाद में ये पीछे पीछे मेरे आ गई, मैंने कहा फिर मेरे पास आ गई, मैं फिर आगे भागा. मैंने फिर इसको पूछा, तू मेरे साथ आके गाना तो नहीं चाहिए? मैं जप कर रहा था. तो कहते नहीं स्वामी जी. मैं कहते फिर ये आगे भाग गई, फिर मेरा चलना शुरू हो गया. तो कभी कभी ऐसे होता है. तो दीज थिंग्स, बट यू हैव टू बी इंटीग्रेटेड फॉर दैट. व्हेन यू आर इंटीग्रेटेड फ्रॉम इनसाइड, कि अंदर से तुम्हारे को गाइडेंस मिल जाती है कि तुमको साधना क्या करनी है. हम क्या करते हैं, किसी को पकड़ लिया, मैंने तुमको इस योगा टीचर को गुरु बना दिया. कोई और आ गया मेलबर्न में, उसको गुरु बना लिया क्योंकि उसकी शक्ल अच्छी थी. किसी का यू लुक एट समवन एंड यू ना, कितना अच्छा, कितना हैंडसम, उसको गुरु बना लिया. कई लोग हैं, मेरे को कितने लोग बोलते हैं, स्वामी जी प्लीज ब्लेस मी. क्या ब्लेसिंग? आई मेड हिम माई गुरु. मैंने कहा यार मैं कैसे ब्लेस करूँ? यू गो एंड आस्क फॉर ब्लेसिंग फॉर हिम फ्रॉम हिम. यू मेड हिम द गुरु. व्हाट इज द रूल? The guru should make a shishya. The guru should make the student. He should say, I initiate you. I want to initiate you. Or it is, the rapport is such that it's an unsaid thing that you become a disciple of, in your mind. Eklavya was not accepted by Dronacharya, but he accepted himself as the disciple of Dronacharya, isn't it? So in this manner, teacher initiates. Teacher can say, he is my disciple. Our Hanumanji says there is no disciple. But we keep saying we are his disciple. We learn from him. But he says no, he will not accept anyone as his disciple or his devotee. पर कहीं कहीं पे किसी को कुछ जब सपोर्ट चाहिए होता है तब बोल देते हैं, think of me, everything will be fine. Isn't it? तो वैसे, तो जब so this Akashvani comes, Namdev Maharaj was there from Maharashtra. People used to come. He was such a great devotee of the Lord. His mind was only singing the name of the Lord. And people used to say, please, I got this problem in my home. I got this problem with my body. I got this problem. I got no money. And he used to pray to the Lord. And their problems used to get sorted. He didn't say that do it. But he used to, if the person has come and asked him, he could, because sadhu bhav, he can't say no. So he will go into trance by singing the name of the Lord. And the problem of the devotees who wanted some solution, he says, I cannot do it. If he wants to do it, he will do it, but I will pray to him. And things used to happen. And this is how saints and sages or Mahatmas or Brahmins or any one of you can, if you become empty inside and remain conscious, then you will also start hearing Akashvani about what is appropriate and beneficial for you at that time. When I was in Switzerland studying, before going to or coming to Australia and then going to ashram, I was doing my sadhana. So many saints and sages used to come. Chinese ones used to come. and that time there was no teacher for me. Then who to guide? Who to ask? I used to pray. And some Mahatma will come. I don't even know their names. and they will come and guide me in my practice, and I'll continue. These things happen. Trust. Trust in what? एक तो तुमने अभी सुन लिया मेरे से, तो you trust that what I am saying is that possibility is within you also. And the other thing is you keep doing the practice of becoming empty, but remaining conscious. Your goal is not to be focused on emptiness. Your goal is to be focused on consciousness. As a result of that, mind will become empty. Then these things start happening. So, with this thought, at that moment there was an invisible voice from the sky, Akashvani, and it said, "O king, accept this most glorious girl child who is radiant and splendorous like the electric, and bring her up, take care of her like she were your own daughter. This daughter who is divine and glorious like a fire will be very fortunate for your household." Janak Maharaj, 14 generations of Janak Maharaj were realized masters. So this Janak Maharaj is a realized master. And this Janak Maharaj is getting a daughter who is none other than Mahalakshmi. तो हैरे गहरे नत्थु गहरे को ऐसे बच्चे नहीं पैदा होते. हाँ, so Dasharath is controller of his senses. Janak Maharaj is a Raj Rishi. He is a realized master. Both of them are, one is getting the Narayana, the other is getting the Mahalakshmi. You see, and then they will both come together. When Sita is her mother will teach her, but she is very smart and she will learn very quickly everything, and she will come to know her essential nature. And Ramchandra ji, after Yoga Vashishta, तुमने सुना है रोग, after Yoga Vashishta, he becomes realized. And once he becomes realized about who he is, as that I am Atma, then Vishwamitra comes, and that day itself he takes him away, and then eventually the Rakshasas are killed, and then Ahalya Udhar is done, and then he is taken to Janakpuri, and there he breaks the bow, and two realized masters get married. See, that is perfect union. Not desire prompted union is not a perfect union. It must happen by his. You purify. All you do is purify. If you are meant to be married, you are meant to have children, you are meant to, whatever has to go through your life, it is already written. But what we do is we complicate it with our desires. Ravana is complicating. He is creating more misery for himself in the future with all this. And he doesn't even know that. This daughter is divine. Oh, the most fortunate king. She'll play a key role in doing something which would be good for the whole world, for she will be instrumental in ensuring welfare for the entire world. Bhavishyati Mahabhaga Kshemam Cha Jagataha Anaya. And in this manner, 40, कहाँ गया? हाँ, खत्म हो गया, last few. कहाँ गया? 40, 41, 42. हाँ, यज्ञ समाप 42, हाँ 41. यज्ञ समाप संपाद्यताम राजन नायम विघ्नस तवा नघ नामास्या किल सीतेति सीताया उत्थिता यतः कल्पयैनां दुहितरम इत्युक्त्वा वाक्तिरोहिता. He says, "O king, this happening is not some kind of bad omen because you were plowing and a child has come out. It is not a bad omen. As you are afraid that you are afraid of, go ahead and complete your sacrifice. Since she has emerged from a hole that was created by the Sita, she will be called as Sita. She will be known as Sita. Bolo Sita Maiya ki Jai. Regard her as your own daughter." After this, the voice went away and became silent. Some of you, I have told you, you must have heard it when I was doing my sadhana in Melbourne, in in Wolseley Avenue. There, I was deep in meditation. Deep in meditation, I was asking, how do I make this Atma that I know, that the world is also Atma? How do I recognize this? And with that thought was there somewhere deep inside, and it had kept my imagination. But now my mind, I'm doing whatever is required to be done. But that thought is there always at the back. And my sadhana is going on, samadhi abhyas is going on. And then one day, suddenly, Akashvani came. And what was that? Shastra Padho, Shastra Padho, Shastra. 3 times it came. Study scriptures, study scriptures, study scriptures. Not even 6 months. This happened in March or April. And in, within 7-8 months, next March, the day it happened in March, and next March I was in ashram. Because only Vedanta can give you the understanding and knowledge how to see the self that I am is the self everywhere. Only Vedanta can give, nobody else can give. Either you take it as Vedanta can give, or Lord's grace can present you that vision. Only 2 ways. Arjuna got afraid when he got the vision. Prepare for that vision if you are wanting that. So in this way, regard her as your own daughter, and then tat shrutva pritimanaja yajnam kritva mahashvanam jagama sitamadaya maharshibhyaschatam dadau. And hearing this divine instruction from the heavens, the king was, see, Akashvani which I told you about is from inside. This one is happening where? Outside. Others are also hearing it. In our case, it was from inside. Intuition is from inside. This was outside. So when Akashvani happens for the total good, then it will happen outside. Others will also hear. Warning also comes. And he cheerfully completed the yajna that he was doing for bringing the rains in the Janakpuri. And after its successful completion, he brought Sita and handed it over reverentially to the great sages and seers for their blessings. अब उनको सारे sages ने खून किस लिए दिया था? उनको तो पता ही था कि something like this going to happen. If Brahmaji has given, and they are mind ball children of Brahmaji, yeah, just like when you know that this is not right, you know from inside, if any word that you are speaking or any act that you are doing or any desire that you are fulfilling, inside you know what is right. But sometimes that desire, that action is so strong that you want to experience that, and you don't listen to the voice from inside, isn't it? You override it by your willpower. So all these sages, they knew it. They willingly gave the blood. Ravana also must have thought, without any resistance they are giving. That it didn't come to his mind. There must be some plot being hashed behind. It didn't come to suspect that. And then gave it to the sages for blessings. Etatte kathitam vipra sita janmaika karanam shutvaitat sarva papebhyo mukto bhavati manavaha. Valmiki said to Bhardwaji, O Brahmin, I have told you the story of how Sitaji was born. A person can become absolved of all sins and misdeeds that he has done if he hears this episode with reverence and devotion. So, in this life itself, if we want to attune for all the bad karmas that we have done, reverentially we have to read or do the parayan of this this chapter. This, I think it started some time before. So do this and with Shraddha, with faith. Janaka duhitru janma Janaka duhitru janma shravayitva tu shrutva नहि पुनरिह जन्म प्राप्नुयात् पुण्यवांश्च दशरथसुतकान्ता तस्य गेहं कदाचिताद् विसृजति नहि सर्वै पातकैर्मुच्यते च. He says, by telling this story about the birth of daughter of Janak Maharaj, as well as by hearing about it, one does not have to take birth in this world again. और क्या चाहिए हमें? That all we want. Such a person is blessed with virtues and goodness. The divine consort of the son of Dasharath, Mahalakshmi, who has taken birth as Sita, who was married to Sri Ram, who was Vishnu, and who is Sri Ram? Who is Vishnu him manifest as the son of Dasharatha, and Dasharatha son of 44, 45 भी है क्या? Dasharatha, and in this way, that is Sri Ram and Sita always live in the house of person who hears their divine story called Ramayana with due honor and respect. Beside this, such a person is liberated from ill effects of all sins and misdeeds done by him. To listen to this, you have to come to Bali. You can do it in Melbourne also. All you have to get to is on the Zoom. And with this, we conclude the 8th chapter of the great kavya or epic of Adbhut Ramayan, written by Adbhut Ramayan, written by Valmiki ji, sage Valmiki ji. And what was the topic? The Ravana getting the boon and the birth of Sitaji. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Bring Ram and Sita in your mind. See yourself doing namaskar at their feet, and then they are picking you up and giving you ashirwad, blessings, by throwing akshata on your head, and then pulling you close and giving you a hug.